Hi everyone, it's Kate from the Fold Line. I am back this week with the edit. This is our weekly roundup of new sewing pattern releases. Apologies before I get going about my voice. I have got pretty grisly flu and yeah, I'm just a bit full of cold. So apologies if I sound a bit husky, although maybe that adds to the the video, who knows. I've got some really nice stuff to talk to you through this week, so I'm going to get cracking. The first thing we've got to talk to you about is Tarika Magazine, which I'm so excited about. It's just arrived. A little sort of side note before we get going on this. They open up pre-orders, so all the pre-orders sold out. And I'm not surprised because when I show you inside, you'll get it. It's a really nice, this one particularly is a really nice issue. But we've ordered some more. They are coming. They should be here. So the videos they should be here on Monday or Tuesday. So in the next couple of days. I'll pop a link so you can go and have a look. And there is actually a little box that you can put your email in and get an alert when it's back in stock if you would like it. Sorry, I feel like I'm being very pushy there. So let's talk about magazine because it's a really good one. So each issue has a theme, and this one is about artist workwear, and I think it is probably their strongest issue so far. Just all the patterns are really amazing. So with this magazine you get lots of really lovely articles at the front, kind of interspersed between photo shoots of the patterns. So the articles are really interesting, particularly in this one. There's one about women in art in the kind of historically, which was I'm halfway through, which is really fascinating. And then interspersed is all the really fab patterns. So let's start with a couple of those because I think they are just so gorgeous. So the cover shot is this gorgeous, gorgeous dress. I absolutely love this. I think the shape is so good on this pattern. I think it's really interesting. I should say that the sizing on all of the patterns is a UK 6 to 32. They're just really good. So the next one, which I think is a really interesting pattern, obviously along the sort of lines of this, is a sort of, what are they calling it? What have they called it? Oh, they've just given it a name, marsupial. But this is a sort of a designer maker bag, which I think is so useful. So it's like a bum bag, but with loads of pockets in it that you can use for loads of different things. You know, I think particularly if you're like a drawer or a painter, it'd be really useful to have them. But I think if you were into like crochet as well, knitting, I think the sticks, the needles are too long, I think, probably for knitting. But I thought it was a really useful item. There's this beautiful pair of dungarees, which I think are so good. Gorgeous. I really just everything in this is so interesting. And they've also got this really interesting, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. It's like a sort of waistcoat, but it's got some really nice hand sewn detailing on it, which is obviously optional. Let me just, there's a picture of a sort of a close-up of it. Here you can see there's some really lovely kind of hand sewn detail on it. So there are 10 patterns in the magazine. Then, just in case you've never seen one of these before, then at the back there are all the instructions. So they are laid out with full written instructions and everything you'd expect in there. And then at the back, the sheets are printed on A0 sheets. They're overlapped, so you will need to trace them off. That is worth mentioning. But each pattern piece is printed in a different colour ink, so it's not kind of crazy horrific, actually. It's not too bad. There's only a kind of couple of patterns on each page, so it's not as bad as kind of Burda style. But yeah, I think it's probably my favourite one so far, and the articles in it are really kind of well researched and well written. So I would, if you're feeling like you need a little January treat to yourself, I would highly recommend this. And yeah, they'll be back. They are literally on a boat as we speak, on the way over. So next up, I've got the Barris Studio Nella Zipnet sweater. This comes in sizes UK 6 to 20. It's a PDF only pattern. I'm really, really excited about this. I think it's a really useful item. So the things that I really love about it, one, it's a big polo neck, great. It's really cold at the moment. It's nice to have something like a kind of that you can zip up, almost like a barrier piece between you and your coat and the outside world. The zip, very much on trend, that sort of kind of luxe sportswear thing, which is definitely still around in the shops. And the thing that I really liked about it is that it's actually it's quite short on the body. So I wouldn't say that it was cropped, but it has this channel that's sewn around the bottom that you thread through a kind of elastic cord with toggles, which again has a sort of slight sportswear feel, which again makes it very much on trend. But you can pull this in and it cinches it in at the waist, and it just means that you're wearing something that's quite cozy and relaxed fit, but it adds that little sort of definition at the waist, which I think personally is very flattering. I just think it's a really interesting pattern. I think it's a kind of something that you'd wear loads, which is what we want to make always, something you will get a lot of wear out of. But I also think it's very much on trend, so it's a double win for this pattern. I think it's really fantastic. So yeah, go and check it out if you're thinking you need a little winter warmer. Next up, we've got the Make with Mandy Penny dress. I am really excited about this pattern. I think it's a really good one. I think you'll get loads of wear out of it. It's really going to be really comfortable. So it comes in sizes UK 6 to 26. I'll show you the line drawing so you can have a look. It's a lot of these sort of dresses are on the high street. It's very relaxed fit. It's got panel skirt with gathering. The thing that I think I prefer about it, and I think would look, how do I say this? I feel like these sort of loose fitting kind of smocky dresses can feel sometimes a little girly, and not little as in like little girly. And I feel like now I'm nearly in my 40s, I don't want to feel like that. But I feel like this dress kind of answers the kind of ticks that box and stops it from feeling like that, because there is a layer of gathering, but it's just at the bottom. So some of them, quite a lot of the other ones in the indie sewing world, kind of cut you off at the knee and they add in a layer there of gathering. But I really like that it's kind of quite a long panel, and then you have this like little like fun ruffle at the bottom. There is a short sleeve version and a long sleeve version for this. There are darts at the bust, and it's quite a nice kind of low round neck, which I think is really flattering. It's super simple to make, and I think it has pockets as well, which, you know, is essential for all dresses. But I think this is something that will see you through till summer and be a really useful item in your wardrobe. At the moment, you could have it with a really big kind of chunky cardigan over the top and big heavy boots and tights, but then when we move into spring and summer, it would look really nice as a summer dress as well. So I think it's kind of quite a useful piece for your wardrobe. So the final two I've got are from Dovetailed, which is really exciting. She's released a kind of collection of 4 patterns. I've got 2 to talk to you about. They come in sizes 8 to 26, and they're available as a paper only for this pattern. I really like these. The only thing that I will say, and we have emailed because we've had a couple of emails, there aren't any line drawings, which is, I find a little bit tricky, because when I show you the picture, you'll understand there's quite a lot going on. It's a very busy print. So hopefully we'll have the line drawing soon so we can kind of have a proper dissection of what is going on. But this blouse I absolutely loved. I just saw it and I thought, oh, this would be so useful for so many people. So you can see from the picture, we've got a really lovely kind of quite close fitted with a peplum. It's got a kind of layer of gathering up around the shoulder. It's got a kind of straight cut sleeve and then a gathered panel at the kind of cuff, which kind of comes just below the elbow. And it's got buttons up the front. I'm not 100% sure whether this is a proper kind of shirt placket or whether they're kind of, they're kind of there as a detail. But hopefully when we have a line drawing, we'll understand a bit more. But I think it's a really useful item. I think you can wear this at work and at home as well. That was the thing that I really liked about it. And there's quite a lot of details that you can have, that you can mix and match. So the ruffle around here, if you didn't want that, you could leave that off, or you could leave the ruffle off on on the sleeves if you didn't like that, or you could, you know, there's quite a lot of things that you can play with it to make it your own. So I thought that was quite another useful item for your wardrobe. The other one I've got to talk to you about is the Camille dress, which I think is so gorgeous. I mean, just gorgeous. So let me show you a picture of it. You can see that it's high necked. It's got these amazing, big, huge statement sleeves, which I think are fab. There is a seam line at the waist, and then there's a flared skirt. I can see from the picture that there are pockets, which is fantastic. But I think this is a really great, if you've got an occasion or something kind of dressy coming up, this could be a really nice option. I like that I like that you feel quite covered, because usually when you're wearing a dress at an event in the UK particularly, it's quite chilly, whereas I feel like this would actually keep you quite warm even in the summer when it's supposed to be warm and it's not that warm. But yeah, I thought this would be a really fab option for kind of summery events you've got coming up. So that is it from me. Hopefully I'll be back next week with a little my voice will be back to normal and I'll be a little less bunged up. But I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.